Hello everyone, welcome to William and the Magic Box. Today on our show, we are going to have Tom. Tom is from England in the UK. So let's see what Tom has to say. Enjoy the interview. Hello Tom.
Hello, William. You all right?
I'm very well. How are you doing today?
I'm good, thank you. Sorry to postpone it about an extra half an hour.
Not a problem at all, not a problem. So how's your day been so far?
Yeah, it's been all right. Went swimming, went to gym for a little bit, and then hung out with a couple of friends, which is why I'm running a bit late. How's yours been?
It's been good. I had some interviews. I've been editing videos as well. So it's always something happening, always. My life, I breathe the Magic Box 24 hours.
It seems like quite a big project you've taken on.
Yesterday, I just reached 700 interviews on the show so far. My goodness, crazy.
Blimmin' heck. What made you do interviews? Or what made you start it?
It's a dream. I always wanted to do a project where I could connect with the words, where I could be myself. Where I could let my guests as well connect with other people around the globe and also be themselves. So the whole thing about the show is about people being themselves. You know, it's a platform where you can literally be yourself. You can connect with people, and that's the whole magic and the whole beautiful thing about the Magic Box.
Oh, that's really great. No, it's
Tom,
a good, admirable dream to have.
Absolutely. Tell me where you're from, Tom.
So I'm from West Sussex, so not far from you in London.
Right. And what's the best part of living there?
Probably the peace, actually. I mean, London's very busy, lots of people, lots of traffic, lots of work life, but here it's quite relaxed and there's lots of different sceneries and environments you can go to. So you've got Brighton just down the road, you've got Kent a couple hours away. Yeah, it's all very central to everything, but not too busy at the same time.
And that's the place where you were born and raised?
Yeah, I was born and raised here, and then I moved to, I went to university in Plymouth in Devon, and then I moved to Cornwall and was there for 12 years, and I've only recently just sort of moved back here about a month and a half ago.
Okay, so you back to your origins, where everything started.
Yeah, essentially. Going back to square one.
And Tom, tell me what do you do for a living?
I'm a specialist mechanic. So I work for Halfords, but I'm a specialist and I tend to do all the bike repairs as well as fixes and the auto repairs as well.
Wow, so tell me a little bit about your job. What's the best part of it?
Oh, no, it's a really good job. I suppose what I enjoy about the job is the diversity. So you never know what to expect of the day. You can have a really quiet day one day and a really busy day one day filled with loads of different challenges. And yeah, that's why I like the variety.
So before we start our journey within the Magic Box, I would like you to tell me something interesting about yourself.
I suppose something people don't necessarily know very commonly is I do fire poi.
Oh.
Do you know what poi is?
No, tell me a little bit about it.
So you can actually, just underneath that painting there, you can see some hung up. Poi comes in different forms. So it comes in flag, it comes in fire, and it comes in LED. And essentially what it is it originates from the New Zealand Maori tribe. I struggle to say the tribe's name. And essentially it's where you throw fire around your body on tethered balls on chain.
Oh my God. And how long have you been doing that for?
On and off. So I started it when I was probably about 13 and then practiced it up until 19 years old. And then when I moved to Cornwall, I had a big gap where I didn't really do it at all. So I've recently just got back into it and started performing again.
Oh, wow. Amazing. Oh my goodness. Actually, I was watching one of your videos. I don't know if it was on TikTok or on Instagram. And there's like something you're doing like that with the red thing, was something like reds.
Yeah, that would be the flag poi. So that's when I first started getting back into it and I moved down here.
I see, I see. And I was being tricked. I was watching it, I was like, oh my God, that's fascinating to see it. And you doing this movement. I was like, wow, that's amazing.
It's a really fun and freeing sport. It's fantastic for the upper body, and it just releases a lot of energy.
Amazing. Tom, are you ready to go on a beautiful journey through your memories in life and to share your point of views?
I am ready as I'll ever be.
Amazing. Welcome to William and the Magic Box. This is my best friend, full of questions, okay? I'm just gonna play a song now just for us to move a little bit before the first question. Okay, let's do it.
Good.
There you go. You like dancing. Amazing. Tom, before we start the game, during the journey, if comes up a question that you don't want to talk about for some reason, you don't want to answer, always can change, okay? All very friendly.
Yeah. No worries.
First question for you is, what is one food you could eat for the rest of your life?
Oh my God. There's a lot of food. I like food. I'm a very foodie person. I love pizza, but I probably couldn't eat that for the rest of my life. So I'm going to say ground chicken Caesar salad. I love chicken Caesar salads.
I love Caesar salad as well. My goodness, it's. I haven't eaten for a while actually. Just to give me an idea, I haven't eaten for a while Caesar salad. I like this. I like the dressing. Sometimes I buy the dressing and I just put some like leaves. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I love it. And saying that, do you like cooking?
No, I'm a terrible cook. I'm very bad at cooking. I can't cook. I mean, I can put a pizza in the oven or I can put something in the microwave, but if you ask me to cook from scratch, it'll more likely be burnt or undercooked.
Welcome to the club. I don't know either.
I'm glad it's not just me. A lot of people seem to be able to, and I'm always jealous of them.
And to be honest to you, I before the COVID, I never like tried or have this thing of trying cooking, but I must say during the COVID, of course you have no other much choices. I was literally trying and nowadays actually since we got back to the normal world or during the COVID, I've been cooking. When I say cooking, it's like the very basic you can imagine, like rice, beans, like fried some eggs, you know what I mean, or mix things around, leftovers or something. That's for me is cooking, and I quite enjoy it actually. I quite enjoy, but I cannot like cook a meal for friends or to host a dinner. I can't.
No, I'm completely the same level. I can do a stir fry made out of leftovers, but that's about it.
Yeah, the same as well. Next question. Let's do it. Okay, Tom from Sussex. Sussex.
Yep.
Right. Next question for you is, do you have any nicknames?
Yes, Coggers. So my surname is Coghill, which is cog on top of a hill, but essentially I go by Coggers quite often.
But like family, friends?
Yeah, no, family will call me it as well. It started when I went down to university in Devon, and it's kind of stuck with me since then. People just tend to find it easier than Coghill, and that's why it's my username tag for everything.
Wow, interesting. And do you have siblings as well, Tom?
Yeah, I've got 2 siblings.
Mm-hmm. You are the youngest, the oldest?
I am the youngest.
Spoiled?
In fact, here's a representation of them. So this is something unique to my family and I. They're essentially minifigures. So that's my brother Simon, that's me, and that's Andy. Andy works for Lego, and this is a limited edition set that he made especially for us with a handmade plaque. And that's us.
Oh my God, such a beautiful gift. My goodness. Saying that, what's the biggest difference between 3 of you, and what's the biggest similarity?
Oh gosh, I'd say similarities is probably the way that we act. So we're all incredibly quite similar in the fact that I can be quite awkward and so can my brothers. whereas the biggest differences are our traits. So I'm very much creative online and with my content, whereas my brother's very creative through graphic design, and Simon's very creative through paintings. In fact, that tiger behind me there is one that he painted.
Wow. Wow. And they live as well in the same place as you or not?
No, so my brother lives in Denmark, and my other brother, Simon, he lives just the next village over.
Oh, wow. Wow. One. Next question, Tom. Let's do it.
I can't dance. I'm terrible at it.
Right. Before the next question, I was checking your TikTok, and there are so many videos there. You wearing the thing behind you. How do you call them? Kirks?
Floppy ear hats.
Floppy hats. Okay. And so tell me, what's the inspiration for them to do those amazing TikTok videos?
Well, honestly, I joined TikTok as a way of overcoming my own anxieties, because I joined about 2 years ago at the start of lockdown. And quite honestly, I had a lot of social anxiety and a lot of general anxiety. And a way for me to sort of overcome them was to join TikTok and challenge myself video by video and do little things that I wouldn't normally be comfortable with. And eventually it became a platform where I could help others in their experience with anxiety. So along the way, I've helped other people to sort of challenge themselves by being someone that they can challenge themselves with. And the hats kind of came into it because, well, I got gifted one. I started using it in my content, and then I got gifted more and more, which is why my wall is full of them.
I have more there. I didn't see those.
People keep sending them to me, and I keep using them in my content, and it's really lovely. But yeah, it's very overwhelming as well.
And which one is your favorite? If you can pick one, it's difficult. It's hard for you.
That's very difficult because each one is sort of sentimental because they've come from someone. But I'd probably have to say the Stitch one because I can do a Stitch impression.
You know what? After those videos I was watching, I was like, he might come to the interview wearing one of those. I thought that it would.
I was contemplating it, but I was like, maybe I'll start off normal at first.
Good one. Next question is, what makes you most uncomfortable about yourself?
Oh, there's a lot. Like I explained, I've had anxieties and social anxiety, or I do still have, but it's much, much better than what it used to be. Like I say, before I joined TikTok, there was a point where I couldn't really even interact with someone or talk to them. So I've overcome a lot in that sense, but probably my social skills. So sometimes I can stutter a lot, or sometimes it takes me a while to think of a response. Group conversations in particular, they're quite difficult for me to manage because, say, for example, they're talking about a topic I might not necessarily understand. I don't know how to interact with that, and I can go quite quiet. So I'll probably say that.
And this, as you say, about social anxiety, and how did it start? Did something happen, or because of the COVID crisis, you kind of found yourself in that place?
I suppose it kind of sort of started when I moved to Cornwall. In Cornwall, it's a really lovely place, but it's not great for socializing or meeting people because there's just not a lot to do. So I suppose in Cornwall over the years, it just kind of developed quite slowly.
Mm-hmm. I see. I've never been there, but I know it's a point of like holidays. A lot of people, they go there summertime. Actually, a very good friend of mine, he goes every year with his family. They rent out this house where the same house every single year. And actually, I home sit when he goes, I stay in his place to look after the house. And it's a beautiful place, isn't it? But it's more kind of holidays season when it's busier.
Definitely. I mean, I would recommend Cornwall to anyone to go to for a holiday, but to live there, it can get a little bit boring and tedious after a little while. Yeah, no disrespect to anyone that does live there, but it can get a little bit quiet.
And why Cornwall? Why did you move there?
So actually, when I left university, I went into a relationship, and I moved to Cornwall in that relationship.
Let's see. All right. Ready for another question?
Go for it.
Let's do it, Tom. Let's do it. Next question for you is, what bad habits do you wish you could stop?
I don't know. That's a really tough one, actually. Bad habits. I mean, I used to have bad habits. Like I used to smoke, but I don't anymore. I used to drink quite a bit, but I've stopped that as well.
And how long did you smoke for?
About 3 years.
You just smoked for 3 years, or you stopped 3 years ago?
No, I smoked for a total of 3 years, so I didn't have that long a period, but it was still a bad habit that I had.
Okay, yeah, I think smoking, I never did, but I think it's one of the very difficult habits to stop, isn't it? It's the nicotine. It's I know so many people. My grandmother, I remember growing up, she was smoking like for years and years, and she's a nurse, and when she stopped it, like suddenly she stopped it, and she couldn't even be closer to people who smokes. Can you imagine? She got sick just being around people who smoking, and yeah, I even couldn't believe when she stopped, because she was smoking for so many years, like, and when she stopped, I was like, what? Really? Did you manage? And I couldn't believe.
It is tricky to stop, but once you start, so once it's been a few days after you stop, it becomes a lot easier because you just feel so much better for it.
Absolutely, yeah. Next question, Tom. Let's do it. I think you're being modest. You don't know how to dance. I think you do very well.
Oh no, you haven't seen me try to move my feet.
Before the next question, I believe you are a gay guy, yes?
Yeah.
Are you okay to talk about? Are you out?
Oh no, of course I am.
Yeah.
I'm proud of who I am.
So how was growing up as a gay boy? Did you have when you came out, did something happen, or just naturally you said, okay, from now on I'm gonna be truly myself and I'm gonna just coming out saying that I'm gay, or did something happen? If you can share.
Nothing necessarily happened, I'd say. It kind of just happened progressionally. So through secondary school and stuff, I had suspicions that I might be, even though I had girlfriends and whatnot growing up. So yeah, when I came out of secondary school and went to university, it kind of hit me more then that I wasn't necessarily straight. And then I started looking into relationships with other men. And once I started having those relationships, I knew that it was more comfortable. So I kind of came out when I went into my first proper relationship. And since then, I haven't looked back. And fortunately, I haven't had any grief or anything for it. I think the world's a much more accepting place than what it used to be, especially when I was a little kid.
Absolutely. And your parents, your family, everyone was okay about it?
Oh gosh, yeah. No, they're all very supportive and whatnot. So I was very lucky in that respect. I know some people aren't so lucky, which is such a shame.
Absolutely, yeah. I think all of us, we have a story to tell. You know what I mean? There are some people there like lucky like you that the parents, they were just there and they were like, you know what, I'm gay, and they support you. But there are so many, sadly, there are so many like challenge stories that people, parents didn't accept it, or because of religion, society, and on and on. But yeah, there are some beautiful stories as well.
Definitely.
Next question is, what is the best gift have you ever received, and from whom?
Oh gosh, I would say sentimental gifts like the one my brother gave me, like that, for example, or things that people make for me are my favorite. So I'm just looking around this room. I've got the paintings from my brother. I've got this Lego figure. I've got the hats behind me that people send me, which I'm genuinely really touched by. And I've got like just little things like photo frames of collages of photographs from my best friends in the past. Even like a little handmade pigeon with a Christmas sweater on. I've had that since I was 14 and I've never let it go.
Who gave it to you?
Little things like that. Probably that was my best friend Steph, and still my best friend now. Or one of my two best friends, I should say.
Wow, amazing. Yeah, I think all those gifts, they always going to be the best ones, because they just come from a good place and people as well. So I think there's going to be forever the best gifts.
Definitely, but it's all about sentimentality with me. I'm not a material person, but if it's sentimental, I would cherish it forever.
Absolutely. I actually have nearby like a box with so many cards, like at least more than 10-15 years, that's like good friends, they wrote for me, and like it's so difficult for me to put it out, like throw away, because when I read them, it's like, my goodness, it means a lot. You know what
Definitely.
I mean? Yeah,
I've got the same thing. I've got a box behind me full of little cards and handwritten notes and stuff.
Yeah, even like birthday cards that like from work, sometimes your colleagues from work, they get all together and write those message. And there are some of them that's like, when I start reading them, I was like, my goodness, I cannot throw this away, because it's so beautiful, it's so touching as well. And yeah, I think sometimes I go like, it's difficult, sometimes you go through your things to kind of clear up a little bit, you know what I mean? But when you find those cards and you just get, said, no, I cannot throw them away, they're so special.
Oh, absolutely. Nothing beats a bit of sentimentality, and I love clearing up and my going through my things. So whenever you find it again, I know what you mean. Brings back all those memories.
Absolutely. Next question, Tom. Let's do it. Right. Next question is, tough question now. Let's say someone come up to you, say, Tom, you need to remove forever from your phone, yeah? Social media like TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, all together, yeah? Or YouTube? Which one would you choose and why?
If I'm honest, probably just YouTube, get rid of that. I don't tend to use YouTube an awful lot, but I would even be fine with getting rid of Facebook and Instagram, but TikTok's something that's quite personal to me. I probably sound like an addict on TikTok because I post every single day and I reply to everybody's comments, but just talking to people through TikTok and being able to talk to a worldwide platform and be able to share your experiences and vulnerabilities, that means a lot to me. And it's kind of become my happy place and where my sort of virtual family are, as I say, my Ohana from Stitch.
I'll tell you something, Tom. It's very interesting saying that, and I'll tell you something now. Again, when I said that I was watching a little bit your TikTok videos, and I could see a lot of happiness, a lot of things like you sharing with your heads, and but at the same time as well, I could see you sharing personal events in your life, like sad personal events, and that's what I liked, because you are being real there. You know what I mean? You are showing like the pretty things. It's nice. We are happy every day. We always, not every day, but there's always moments when we are happy, and that we like to share that, and it's nice because people connect with us. You know what I mean? But at the same time as well, it's good to show our vulnerabilities. Yes, it's good to share that as well, because it shows that we are real. You are not like 100% in those beautiful good moods, and also you have this other side as well, and that's what I like. When I was checking out a little bit your TikTok, and I was like, my goodness, that's so real and lovely as well, because and literally when I saw those videos, you talk about your breakup, which was, I'm sure it was quite hard, and I felt your pain somehow, and I was like, my goodness, through those, you sleep out a little bit to see this beautiful, thing like singing, and next video come and you are there like sharing, helping people. You are literally sharing a personal event that, of course, it's not easy. My goodness, not easy. But you are showing there that it's okay to be in this mood. It's okay to go through that. It's okay to share as well. So that's, I think it's real and very inspirational to see those videos as well, because you have no idea, there are so many people out there that maybe are going through the same situation as you did, I guess not long ago, and so I would like, if it's okay with you, I would like to ask you, it's a tough topic, but maybe people now watch the interview that they are going through a similar event, like a breakup, or you know what I mean, maybe not feeling loved, or maybe not you know, in a good place, what would be your best piece of advice based on your videos?
What I've learned recently, especially through my recent breakup and whatnot, is you can understand hurt in one of two ways. It can either be what weighs you down and what keeps you down, or it can be an experience that you can learn from and develop yourself better from as well. Never allow a breakup to define exactly who you are, because those experiences might not, or their judgments or their opinions or what they did to you doesn't define you and isn't a reflection on yourself, but is more or less a reflection on them. And you can't come away from that feeling that it was your fault. You have to see it as a way of, it was their choice or decision, and you shouldn't allow that to reflect on you. There's still a version of you out there somewhere that you just need to discover and find.
Beautiful, beautiful. And I watched your videos, and actually I have a very good friend of mine going through right now the same situation as you, and actually almost the longest as well, was 10 years relationship. And you know, both of them they are lovely, and I love both of them, but you know, not working out, and they are going through that now. And it's so interesting in a way, because when we are in a relationship, it's always like, you know, you are there, but sadly, when it's not there anymore, you know what I mean? We are never prepared for that. We never see the message straight away, you know what I mean? It's a horrible feeling. And I've been through that as well. And sometimes I go like, my God, if there was just a pill for you to drink it and to have this feeling away, you know what I mean? Like to cure that, but it's not possible. You need to go through that, you know. Exactly. But somehow you are learning, you are growing, you are get strong, you know what I mean? It's life challenging you. It's meant to be this way. Next question for you, Tom. Let's do it. Next question is, good question. If you're not yourself, would you like to be yourself, and why?
Sorry, if you're not yourself, would you like to?
If you're not yourself, would you like to be yourself, knowing the person who you are?
Yeah, I'd be pretty comfortable being who I am. Yeah. If I wasn't me, would I like to be the person I am? I mean, obviously, everyone has something that they would wish they would want in another person's shoes. Say, for example, I'd want a mansion with £1 million, but that's never going to happen. But yeah, I don't know. Like, yeah, I'd be pretty comfortable being who I am. I'm thankful and fortunate for the experiences and the opportunities that I've had in life, and I'm grateful for everything I've ever received, including the people that I've met and shared my journeys with through TikTok, for example. So yeah, no, I'm very thankful and appreciative.
And actually, never say never. You never know. Through your TikTok videos, you can get this mansion, like £1 million mansion. You never know.
I doubt it. I mean, yeah, I'm not the type of person that does anything for money. I do it sheerly for the experience and the opportunity.
And that's how things happen. That's how things happen. Right. You never know. Imagine, now you're recording now this video. Imagine in the future, you go like, my God, I was so wrong in that answer.
I'll look back on this in 50 years' time and be like, in my mansion.
Yeah. I'm just here having a cocktail in my mansion, looking my interview that I was so wrong at the time.
I'd like to think that maybe.
You never know, never know. 3 questions left for you. Let's do it, Tom. Okay. Next question for you is, tell us about your guilty pleasure.
Guilty pleasure. Guilty pleasure. Guilty pleasure. I suppose snacking.
Yeah.
It's not really like bad guilty pleasure. I have like a drawer full of snacks in my room, or like snacks hidden around the house, so that whenever I get hungry, I'm just like, I'll just have a snack or something. That's probably my worst guilty pleasure. Yeah, or maybe shopping. Sometimes I'm quite an impulsive shopper, so if I'm out and I like something, I'll just tend to pick it up, and then I'll be struggling financially for the rest of the month, but it's fine. I got something. But yeah, that's probably my guilty pleasure.
Amazing, very good. Are you more of a savory or sweet person?
Oh, I'm a bit of both. Like, yeah, I have a weakness for crisps. I love crisps, and any crisps. Like, I haven't found the flavor I don't like, including Marmite, strangely enough. Yeah, I get that reaction a lot.
I remember the first I think the first time when I have mermaids in London, and when I saw it, I was like, oh my God, it looks so nice. So I spread the bread. When I had the first bite, I was like, oh my God, people can eat that? I couldn't believe. And some people, they love it. Some people, they love that.
Well, they either love it or they hate it.
Yes. Do you like it?
Yeah.
Oh
I
my
don't like
goodness.
too much of it, just a thin spread, and that's enough. But I know some people like to eat it by the teaspoon. You're like, oh God, no, that's too much.
I've seen already people like it. I was like, oh, I couldn't even look at it. I was like, oh my God, I cannot do that. My goodness. 2 questions left for you. Let's do it. Oh, before the next question, as you know, of course, I think we are in England. The whole world now knows about, what's happening with the Queen. Just passed away last week. My goodness, unbelievable. Like, it's even unbelievable to say that, because, I've been here in England for the last 17 years, 18 years. And, royal family, the Queen, it's incredible, the legacy she left. There's never gonna be another one like her, you know what I mean? She just literally left her legacy, and she did so much for the country. What is your take or your understanding about, what's happening now, or about the royal family or the Queen? What is your understanding or your opinion about that?
So I suppose when it comes to the royal family, I was never necessarily one that strictly followed them, like what you would call a royalist, but I entirely supported and appreciated what they'd done. When it came to knowing about the Queen's death or learning about it, of course, like everyone, I think there was a somberness that sort of ran through, a little bit of sadness that ran through me. But at the end of the day, although she may have seemed immortal because she just seemed to be our Queen for so long and she did such a great job of it, she was 96 and she left a really good hecking legacy. I mean, 70 years worth of service, and she became Queen when she was so young as well. I don't think she could have done a better job as she tried, quite honestly, and she's left some really big shoes to fill. So yeah, it's all down to King Charles now, and see how he does.
The pressure's on him now, in a way.
Exactly. But no, like I say, there was definitely a sadness that ran through the whole nation, and myself included. But she did an amazing job at 96 as well. No one could ask for more.
Absolutely, and the fact that when everyone find out, it's a kind of sadness, but at the same time as well, it's a celebration, isn't it? To know that we are living in an era where the Queen. My goodness, just the fact we are in England and know that we are here celebrating this this jubilee where she celebrates 70 years, and now her death is a celebration in a way as well. You know what I mean? It's so. And it goes down to celebrating life and see that she just left, and she left her signature forever.
Definitely.
Yeah. Talking about life, how would you like to be remembered in life?
So I guess I've become known as a goofball or a kidult, which is a kid-adult, and I suppose I'd like people to remember me for that, just being the goofy kidult, joyous and jovial type of person. So yeah, although I do silly stuff like wear the hats and whatnot, I'd like people to remember me for being just that kind of happy and love sharing person.
Easy. Yeah. Good one. Ready for the last question?
Go for it.
Last question, Tom. Let's do it. But before the last question, we talked about these 2 years that the world went upside down regarding the COVID crisis. Personally, for you, what's the positive impacts that brought to your personal life?
Change, a lot of change. So I guess before COVID, I was working in retail in a toy shop for quite a few years. I mean, initially I left university and I became a lecturer for my degree. And I did that for 5 years before my funding got cut for the course. Then I started working in a toy shop and I kind of got stuck in that job. But when COVID hit, all the stores are shut, obviously. So I ended up seeking new employment as a support worker. And then I left that job after about a year and then became what I am now, which is a specialist mechanic. And I suppose without COVID, I would have never made that sort of jump from retail. And yeah, I'd say change. I think COVID provoked a lot of change in many people around the world.
Absolutely, absolutely. And it was so fascinating to see people facing that challenging time, at the same time being creative and come up with videos, with working on from home and online session like gym, like fitness. Everything was so fascinating to see that as well. People find a way to live, to survive, to find a way to to get the day gone, and it was amazing to see.
Definitely. I mean, another thing is that not only did I change employment, but I also changed my personality and my social anxieties about me through TikTok. So yeah, COVID changed an awful lot for an awful lot of people. And although it might have hindered some people's mental health, I think it also helped a lot of people's mental health as well.
Absolutely, absolutely. It came from both sides, you know what I mean? The negative, positive. Yeah. Okay, last question for you is, what was your favorite thing to do as a kid?
Spend time in the woods. So I lived in a village that was quite sort of isolated from most other places because it was literally surrounded by woodland. So as a kid, I'd spend a lot of time just on my own in the woods and the forest, building like huts and shelters, or taking my hunting knife and just whittling down sticks and making them into swords, or just camping under the stars for the night. So yeah, I suppose I loved just being out in nature an awful lot as a kid.
Amazing. Look you.
Oh, thanks.
I grew up in the nature. Like it's such a gift being, able to being raised, in touch with the nature of animals, whatever. I think it's looking back, my God, I think it was a good way of being brought up. You know what I mean? It's just beautiful. Right, it's not the end yet. Let's play now the word association game, okay? I'm going to give away some words and just tell one word that comes to your mind. Quick thinking.
Okay.
So, I hope you are enjoying the interview. Before we do the word association game, don't forget to give a like, don't forget to share this video, and also don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Just click on the button right there. Thank you so much and enjoy the word association game. Family.
Love.
One word for money.
Greed.
One word for love.
Vulnerability.
Okay. Life.
Loss.
One word for sex.
Compassion.
Politics.
Buffoonery.
I like this word.
I probably shouldn't say that, but whenever I watch the Prime Minister's Question Times, I often watch it and think they're all acting like a bunch of buffoons, and they could do stuff a lot better if they approached it intellectually as opposed to arguing all the damn time.
Really? It's just your opinion. Religion, one word.
Religion. Faith.
How about fear?
Misunderstanding.
Friendship.
I want to say compassion again. I know I've already used that, but friendship is compassion.
Okay. Desire.
Lust, I suppose.
Okay. Regret.
Education.
Success.
Luck.
Wish.
Hope.
How about happiness?
Self-fulfillment.
One word for Sussex.
Sussex. Peaceful.
One word for England.
Diverse.
Easy. And if you could define in one word all your creative TikTok videos that you do it, with your heads, which one that would be? Just one word.
Ohana. Ohana is a Hawaiian word for family.
Nice one. I just learned something new. You made my day now. I love it. Right. Let's pretend I'm going to meet your best friend, okay, for a coffee. And I'm going to ask your best friend, tell me the most beautiful thing about Tom and tell me something that he still needs to work on, to improve on. What your best friends would say.
I'm just really friendly and approachable. Yeah, it's kind of hard to talk about yourself in that sense, actually. They would probably turn around and say I'm a complete fool and a jester, and I'm a bit of a weirdo. But at the same time, I'd hope they'd say I'm fun-loving and approachable and friendly. I can be a little bit shy sometimes, but yeah, I'm the type of person that will always be there for you.
I think being shy is a very charming way to be. I think being shy, yeah, gets attention. I think. There's something about, for example, if I go out, let's say if I would go out like to a club or to a bar or whatever, the person who's gonna get my attention is the one on the corner, just like, you know what I mean? You have no idea. I literally remember once, and I forget this experience. I was in a club, and it was in London actually, a long time ago. And I remember I was dancing with my friends now, and I saw this guy, the other side. He was literally dressing like so normal, calm, you know what I mean? He was in the corner there dancing. And I came up to him, I said, look, you're such a good looking guy. And he looked at me like this, like, he was like, he didn't believe. He was like, why are you telling me that? And I was like, no, sorry, don't take me wrong. I'm just saying that he got my attention. I said, look, I just want to say that you look so nice and you're so nice to see you around here. I know it was a bit like, my God, why this guy is telling me that? But I remember that. Yeah, and he didn't believe me. I think he got a bit cross because I said that. I said, no, sorry, I'm just saying. And I was so honest, you know what I mean? Because he got my attention through the night. I was like, oh my God, look at this guy in the corner,
Aww.
But there is always about, and sometimes they don't know, you know what I mean? I think being shy, it's a genuine, beautiful way to be. I don't know, it's my opinion. That's why I get my attention, because somehow they are themselves, you know what I mean? They are there in their words somehow, it just gets my attention. It's just something personal to me.
Aww.
Tom, let's play now. Tom and the magic box, and you can ask me a question. But okay, you can ask me a question now.
Okay, so what is a hobby that you have that nobody would necessarily know?
Wow, what a good question. My God, 700 people on the show and nobody asking this question yet. Wow.
Yes.
Amazing.
I thought someone would have by now.
No, actually, you put me in the spot and I love being in the spot. Okay, I hope that I like that no one knows. My goodness. Wow. If you'd ask me the opposite, I'll tell you so many, because people know that I like cinema, I like travel, this and that, but nobody knows. Oh my God. Okay. All right. So the first thing that came to my mind, it's a hobby, but I love spending time on my own. Not like all the time, but I love, do you know what? This is very interesting. Now you made me think about something. I was coming last night I went to the cinema and I was coming back home on my own. I love going to the cinema on my own, but people here, they know me, they go like, you're weird. Why do you like? I don't know, I just like going to the cinema sometimes on my own. Anyway, but everybody knows. I was coming back home yesterday from the cinema last night, and I just couldn't wait to get home, you know what I mean? And be on my own. Do you know what I mean? I don't know why I had this feeling last night, and that's a hobby, I think, because it's just a hobby of spending time with myself. Do you know what I mean? And I just like it. Of course, I like being around people as well. I love being around people, but at the same time as well, it's a hobby of being on my own. I just like it. I need it. It's like a necessity. I need to be on my own.
I get that. I mean, it's nice to have that independence and your own time to have your own thoughts and do whatever you want to do. Sometimes when you're around people too much, you kind of put yourself into them and you collect their identity as opposed to using your own identity. So yeah, no, I completely get that.
And I would say it's a hobby because I enjoy that. You know what I mean? Hobby is something that you enjoy doing it. And being on my own, spend time with myself, it's a hobby because it's something that I like it. I like that.
Oh, that's good that you enjoy your own company. I think everybody should be able to do that.
Absolutely. I think it's important as well for you to get to know yourself and you know what I mean, just to enjoy your company. I love being sometimes I was talking to before we started the call. I had a call with a friend of mine. We were talking about things and he said to me, I haven't talked to him for like being in touch for like a few days, and he said, William, are you seeing someone or something? I said no. And he was like, I don't know, you've been too quiet, is something on? And I said to him, look, actually I am seeing someone, and someone is the magic box. I told him, So did you have a good time? Did you enjoy the interview?
Yeah, it was really nice to talk to you, and very interesting questions. Put me on the spot quite a lot, but I enjoyed it.
Thanks so much for being kind and sweet, and also thanks so much for being open and again sharing your your beautiful happy moments at the same time as well. Your vulnerability.
Oh no, you got me doing it now. Vulnerabilities.
Yes. Thank you so much for taking the time. Thanks for being kind and sweet. Before you go, if you can share a positive message or something that you live by.
I mean, I suppose I shared this one earlier about not allowing hurt to drag you down or define you, but to share another one, do whatever feels right by you. Don't allow anybody else's judgments or perceptions change or morph who you feel you identify as. So, for example, even though I go on TikTok and do these silly hat videos, I do them because I feel right doing them, because I feel in doing so I'm being positive and trying to just share love and some laughs with people. And I won't let others' judgments or perceptions or anything affect that, because I don't really care. Everybody can have their own perceptions and judgments, but it shouldn't define exactly who you are or what feels right by you. So yeah.
You know who you are, and the voice out there is just the voice out there. You know what I mean? It can be anything, the voice is just there. But if you know who you are, and that's what matters.
Exactly. I mean, a judgment is just a leaf in the wind, for example. How you feel in yourself is with you forever.
Absolutely. That's what is interesting about life. It's about being yourself, always.
Absolutely.
Thanks so much for the interview. It was a pleasure, and keep in touch, Tom. It was a pleasure. Thanks so much, okay?
And you, William. Thank you for interviewing me.
Have a good night. Enjoy. Bye-bye.
And you. Take care.
And you. Bye.
Bye.
So, did you like the show? Don't forget to give a like, share it, and also don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And if you'd like to be part of the show as well, first, subscribe to our channel, and after that, just go to our website, www.williamandthemagicbox.com, and send us a request saying why do you like to be part of the show. And I see you there. Bye-bye. See you next time.